Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So today we're going to talk to you about guitar tuners and how no two tuners are alike. Well, we already knew that because they all look different, right? Some plug in, some don't, doesn't really matter. But they all work off the same basic principle. They got to tune your guitar. But not all tuners are going to tune the same way either. So just as an example here, so you know what I'm talking about, this is my cork tuner. So we're going to check the tune on the guitar here. Okay, so we can all agree the guitar is tuned, right? Let's unplug this. Now, I'm going to unplug my other end of my amp cord because I don't need it. Now we're going to go to this headstock guitar tuner. This just simply clamps onto your headstock. Just keep it away from the strings. Clamp it on there so it's good and solid. And hopefully you guys can see this really well. Okay, let's go through that again. So, as you can see, that is 100% undeniable proof that I tuned it with my Korg, it's bang on. Tuned it with the other one, says I got strings that are out. So, if you don't believe that, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that's as much proof as proof can give you. And these are not expensive guitar tuners, and you don't need an expensive guitar tuner to tune your guitar properly. But if you're playing by yourself, just pick a tuner that, you know, buy a tuner, right? Because any tuner is going to do the job for you one way or another. Whereas when you are playing with somebody else, you both are going to have to use the exact same tuner. Because if you don't use the same tuner, neither one of you are going to tune exactly the same. So if I take my acoustic here and I want to compare it, it may sound pretty much the same string for string. Or I may notice that there's some strings that are slightly off, which I will, because this was tuned with this tuner. It wasn't tuned with this one. And for me, it doesn't matter. I can use, you know, this tuner on here. I can actually just leave it on here all the time. More convenient for me. This way I don't lose it. And that's a nice thing about this. It can just stay there indefinitely, right? You know, I tune my acoustic with this tuner because I can only play one guitar at a time. So I just use this one primarily on here. I can use this one primarily with my electric because plugging in is actually the better way to go, especially on an electric. And then you get the right sounds coming through as you should. You could use that even, you know, plugging in and let the amp make it sound and get it as close as you can anyhow. But you'll do a much better job by plugging into it. But this is just a regular acoustic. It's not acoustic electric, and it really makes no difference whether it is or not. This tuner will work fine on this guitar. It'll work perfect on that guitar. It will tune that guitar fine, and it plays fine whether I use this tuner or that tuner. It's just that when you check the tuning differences, right, this one is going to read a little bit sharper and a little bit maybe even flatter in some strings, where this is going to read it all dead bang on because that's what I tuned it with to begin with. So they read differently, which means they are not equal at all. Now in a band situation, generally you're all going to have to really honestly use the same tuner in order for everybody to be in exact proper tune with each other. So have all the exact same model, make sure they all can counterpart to each other, which technically, if it's the same model tuner, it should. But otherwise, you're going to have to maybe make a trade deal. Today we're tuning with mine, tomorrow we'll tune with Jerry's over there, and the next week we'll tune with Bobby's. Whatever. Point is, you all need to tune properly. Because if you tuned one guitar with this one, and the other guy tunes with another plug-in style, like say it's an Ibanez, or even different model Korg for that matter, you guys are not going to be in proper 100% tune to each other. You'd be pretty darn close, but pretty darn close doesn't cut it in the music business when you're supposed to be all playing on the same tuning, okay, type of tuning. You're supposed to be all tuned together in sync type of thing properly, So yeah, that's a big major thing, right? And so that's a little bit of info there, and 100% solid proof. Now, if you want even more proof, come probably, I don't know, maybe early spring, late spring, depends on how things go, even financially after Christmas. I'm thinking I might even invest in maybe, I don't know, 8 or 10 or 12 of these suckers, all different models, everything different, and then we'll line them up and we'll go through every single one of them on screen, and you'll be able to see how they react against each other, and see if we can even find two that read the same. I'm thinking the odds are stacked too far against us on that one, but hey, anything's worth a shot, right? And but it's definitely going to show you even further on. So if you don't even believe this little example, well, we'll line up a bunch of tuners for you, and if you still don't believe it, well, hey, tough, that's just life. But there's nothing like visual, because it's one thing for somebody to say it, but showing this stuff, that's your evidence, that's your proof. So anyways, that's pretty much it as far as tuners go. So if you have any questions, comments, as always, leave them. If you're not subbed to my channel already, feel free to subscribe. I'm always putting up new videos. You can check out my whole channel. A lot of stuff's changed, but over 90% of my stuff's RC now. The rest of it, I'm doing music, and then I'm doing the odd other things. So, but anyways, enjoy and have fun, guys. Talk to you later.